I was hiking with a friend in the Bonus River Valley and we decided to climb up from the valley via a very steep hill. There were many very large jagged rocks, which we needed to overcome to get onto the side of the hill. After we hoisted ourselves up over the rocks, we proceeded to climb up. My friend veered to the left where the hill was not as steep, while I proceeded along the steepest, and shortest, route to reach the top. When I got to within about 5 or 6 feet of the top, I realized that it had become very steep right at that point. While I paused for a moment to ponder what to do, I noticed a large root sticking out of the side of the hill and decided to grab hold of it and pull myself over the edge, as it would only be a few more feet away at this point. I grabbed the root firmly and made the move to get over the top. The root pulled right out of the ground and I was instantly stuck at the worst possible place. There was a man and woman walking their dog who had walked up the gentle slope on the other side. They were watching me the whole time. When I got in this situation, I had a quick glance down at the jagged rocks far below and I could hear the woman say, "Oh my God," as I felt myself losing control and being pulled backwards off the side of the hill. That's when, in a split second, it occurred to me that this is where I was going to die. From that point on, I have no idea how long it was. My entire life played out in the most vivid color, detail, and understanding. There was no fear or anything of that sort during this, other than I was a bit surprised to know that I could have done much better in life. However, I think there was a bit of sadness and empathy for the thoughts of others. I felt like I knew and understood absolutely everything in an instant. Having everything revealed in only a moment, instantly put my life in perspective. And knowing exactly the meaning and relationships and truth of everything lets you know exactly where you stand without anyone else's judgment to point things out. You just know. Afterwards, I did not fall backwards off the edge as I'd thought. I slid down away and managed to regain control. I can't remember if I even shared what happened with my friend, but I do remember desperately trying to retain as much understanding of what had happened as I could. It was so large that I realized in a matter of minutes that it would be impossible. In essence, though, the most vivid color images of my entire life were replayed. The colors were virtually dripping, they were so intense. There were a lot of important truths revealed in knowing the context of my actions in relation to others and how they were perceived by others. It's like our physical body is a barrier that separates us from others. During that time, there were no barriers and everything was known. The only word of any importance I can find to really describe the significance of all of it is love. I realized that connection really matters because every human action reverberates and is felt by others. I felt I could have done better, but there was no sense of judgment, only realization. It wasn't until about 10 years later, driving at night from Winnipeg to Saskatoon and listening to AM radio, that I heard someone mention total life review. Since then I've used that term to describe what happened to me.